This joke did not work, and it didn't work. I did 5 shows. It didn't work 5 times. I found out on Sunday night at the end of the weekend, Richmond, Virginia is the capital of the Confederacy. First of all, you're dead if you don't get let in. Truth be told, you probably did some shady behavior to get where you're at.
If you don't get the wave, how mad are you?
Yes.
That might tell you how valuable the wave is.
That's a great point. That's how we decided.
Okay.
Yeah. Literally 2 hours later, they texted. They were like, dude, where are you okay? You guys wanted the tea. I'm like, we didn't. We don't care.
I think I'm shadow banned.
Yeah.
I love that one, dude.
Shadow banned.
Hey, no, you're not.
I got 400 followers.
Yeah.
I'm shadow banned. Boo! But like, 1 second.
Yeah.
We're gonna get. What's up, dude? And then. Let's go, baby. Net positive. We're back. What is it? Thursday, the 18th of July. Dude, I just got back from oh shoot, dude. August, man. You're right. Dude.
What did we get wrong today? Fact check.
Started off at the beginning. Also, you know 8th Avenue on the drive over here?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like right by Zany's, you can parallel park on 8th Avenue.
Yep.
All right, there was like a light. It was stopped, and then there was a long line of people because of traffic. Everybody's going to work, and there's a guy trying to get in, and so the light was red, and I stopped a little bit before to let him in.
Like he was pulling out of a parking spot?
Yeah, like parallel parking, but
Right.
onto like the road.
Sure.
And then like, dude, no wave.
Just came in and didn't say anything.
No.
Tough, dude.
I know, dude. And listen, if I'm trying to let it go, dude, I'm trying to like be nothing.
That's messed up, man.
I mean, how you going to just expect someone? Because, I mean, you're not getting, if I don't let you in, you're not getting in.
Right.
And
this light goes green and you have another cycle of just sitting there.
The whole cycle, bro.
Yeah.
You're going to sit there the whole cycle.
Yep.
And I just like, I saw him like put on his like reverse like lights. So I was like at the spot where like I was 20 feet behind, so I could let him in.
Right.
But like, I wonder, and then I'm thinking to myself, did I do that for me? Like,
Probably.
like, did I?
But it's still nice.
Did I do that for me?
Right.
I was like, well, like sometimes you get the roll down the window wave. That's a good one.
That one feels yeah, that's like they went out of their way.
That's a top wave.
Sacrificed air conditioning.
We should rank the wave.
Okay. I like that. Yeah.
All right. So the number one way, first of all, what is the greatest? That's like the first week of our podcast. We started about the turning.
Oh yeah. Yeah, merging.
And they called it the zip merge. Meaning it should be 1 1
Right.
1 1 1. We never do that. No, that's what they said they go the zip merge. If you're on you're on the interstate and it goes from 2 lanes to 1.
Yeah.
I ride it all the way to the cones.
Right.
And then I get in.
Yep.
And people were saying that's not how you should do it.
Right.
It's not courtesy. But to go to any other country, everybody's driving on the shoulders. Everybody's driving literally everywhere. Yeah. In America, it's like, we have to wait our turn. If not, I will. You know, everybody's like, I miss the days of like, I'm not going to get off this topic because people are like, John, you always jump around topics. But I miss the days of TikTok where they're just like doing dances.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was a different time.
And listen, I'm not leaving this topic because this is related. Okay. TikTok, all it is like, I was down in Acapulco with my girls and this guy is flirting with other women. TikTok, do your thing and expose him. Like that's, or like, it's all like people just like, that's me digging a hole. Like just people like the sleuthism or whatever is going on the internet.
Do you think it's probably true crime podcasts that made that happen?
You know what?
Everybody's a detective now. Everyone's an investigative
Everyone's
journalist.
a detective. Everyone's like, I'm getting back to this. The traffic. We'll come back to that. But everyone's like, what? Like, explain to me. Yeah, actually, you can't explain it to me. Women of TikTok.
SOS.
Explain to me what's going on with y'all exposing dudes' DMs and like exposing dudes' messages to you on dating sites. It's mostly on dating sites.
Yeah.
Okay. there's so much to unpack here. I didn't even mean to talk about this topic, but like, all right, every girl. So basically, you've seen this before, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's basically single women that are on dating websites or apps and or DMs are like exposing dudes for like things that they're doing on dates, and then like things that they're DMing.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, super quick. And I don't mean to bring this up. I know you're getting a lot of like engagement on these like exposure, like super quick. You're on there. You're on there. You're on the site. What are the sites? I don't want to say Grindr because that's the gay one.
Tinder.
Right? Tinder.
Bumble.
First of all, if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go on to TikTok for 2 seconds. You're going to scroll and you're going to find one.
Yeah.
It's some girl.
Just go search exposed and I'm sure you'll find a million things.
It's some girl saying, I was on Bumble the other day, so like I decided to give it another shot because like I'm back single. Or like it's them diminishing their engagement in Bumble. They're saying, I didn't want to.
This is the same as DMing celebrities, dude. It's the same exact thing. I went on. I'm not usually that type of, but I'm gonna do it because
normally, like every guy is like ick, or like every guy, and like
ick.
It's like, oh, what up, dude? Andrew's in the house, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it's like like the TikTok like exposing people is like exposing people for the things that they say, or like guys like DM women like, hey, I don't know if this needs to be a news headline, but like guys on, I've never been on a dating app. Have you?
No,
I never have you
been on a dating app?
He's walking.
He's like, what did I just walk into?
What, dude?
Been on a what, dude?
You've never been on one. All right, all three of us, we have no expertise in this area because all three of us have never been on one.
Right.
I imagine on them, guys say inappropriate stuff.
I would guess, yeah.
Yeah. And girls like,
because there's guys there.
Yeah. Mostly
that's how you know.
Guys are on there, dude. And we guys have like, men, like the cards are on the table.
Yeah.
Like, and women, they know we are who we are.
Yeah.
Like, and women, like, they put out photos dressed in a certain type of way, and then guys are like attracted to a certain type of thing. Like, that's how that goes on those sites.
It's a game.
And like, you're gonna put out, like, it's all like just the idea of like, listen, the guy said, hey girl, or like some like some pickup line.
Yeah.
Like a guy's trying to get a girl's attention.
Right.
And it might be a guy's attempt to be funny, or a guy's attempt. I think, what am I doing here? I think I'm just trying to defend the guy.
I think you're doing kind of the same thing that we did last week too, like where we talked about how to not DM a blue check mark. I think we might need some female perspective on here. Somebody to come in and say how not to DM a girl. How not to text
like on a dating website.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because there's definitely a wrong way to do it.
There's definitely a wrong way to do it. There's also a bunch of, like, I'm sure if you're a girl, like a hot girl, like a profile, how many you get? Like you get like hundreds, right?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
So you got to be a little bit creative in there.
Yeah, you got to stand out.
I just seen this one. I've seen a couple where girls go on dates with guys, and then they just get crushed on like a TikTok like date review.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys wanted the tea. I'm like, we didn't. We don't care.
Like you're dating for content.
Yeah, that's an excellent. Yeah. I always try to say things and then you put it right.
I button them all
dating
up.
For content.
That's it.
Save the dating for content. Absolutely. Now,
it's definitely not a way to get married. I'll tell you that.
It's not a way to get what you're the.
It is a way to get followers.
Let's just say the end goal is not being reached, but like you're like the island boys of dating. Like it's like you're gonna pop off a little bit, but like,
but then what?
Well, that's what all the people that are like on those I don't know, the names of them are so like not. What is the Barstool one about, like exposing like bad like sex experiences? There's like a couple of them that
they have like a page for that.
No, a podcast. Sorry.
Glenny's got his one that he does with OnlyFans girls.
Obviously, yeah, my buddy Glenny Balls.
I know Dave and Josh do the one that BFFs.
Competed with like Corinne Fisher and the.
I don't know. That's news to me. I don't know.
I'm an idiot. I don't know what's. We don't have to look it up. But like, it's like exposing like all their like darkest like secrets of like bedroom secrets, and then like somebody like gets in a relationship, and they're like, well.
I mean, it's kind of how Call Her Daddy started.
That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Sorry, dude.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Then we're like, well, then those girls like get like engaged, and they're like, well, I don't want to put this out.
Yeah.
So
and like Alex has gotten stupid successful.
Yeah.
She's probably just like, oh, I'll do serious interviews now. I don't have to.
But yeah, you can't. Yeah, then you're like that. Then it changes to like a different like.
It's a totally different podcast now. I love it. I mean, it's great.
You win-win. Yeah, everybody wins. Yeah, I just don't know. If just don't say like dating for content. Mm-hmm. Just don't say you're like looking for a boyfriend or looking.
Is it possible to do both? Do you think? Like, if we get past the joke for a second, is it possible to even do that?
To what?
To date for content and then also stumble into a healthy relationship.
I bet somebody's done it.
You think so?
But then you got to switch. Then you probably got to switch up your. You got to switch up your content.
Yeah, all the followers that you got for toxic dating experiences are now.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I'm a guy, this is my perspective as a guy. If I'm a guy watching this, and you find that girl, like, you found her on whatever the dating app is, you're gonna find her TikTok.
Yeah,
or you're gonna find if you get a girl's phone number, the stuff starts to come up.
Yep.
Is that not how it works?
Yeah, well, and yes, because it'll say from contacts.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and then you're gonna be like, oh, and then if it's not you, like, because some girl.
Oh, you see her talking about her dates with other people.
Yeah. No, like before. Okay, so before you go, well, as a guy, you go, I want no part of this. Mm-hmm. I want no part of this.
Some guys might want a part of it, because I think also the only thing you can really do there is like lean in.
Yeah, if you're also dating for content.
You kind of have to be if you're, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, well, I saw
you get bullied into TikTok just because you really like this girl.
Yo, you got to be dedicated. I was not dating. I was interested in a girl, and I saw some content like that on her feed, and I go, I'm good.
Some like exposing I'm good. DM type stuff.
I go, I'm good. Yeah. And I never called her again.
It's a liability.
If you're trying to actually date, it's a liability.
Yes.
If you're putting like, or somebody, I think it was even said, so like my ex was trash, or like I remember exactly this story. I'm not going to put the girl's name out, but like, she said, well, if you date a guy it was something specific where you know who it was. Yeah. If you date a guy that works at so-and-so, that like, I go, well, I'm not.
Yep.
Because I don't want that to be my future.
Right.
Like, if some girl like cheats on you and like leaves her boyfriend for you, you're like, that's your future.
That's your fate. Yeah.
That's your fate.
Hey, you're destined down that path.
Yeah, I mean, people change, of course, but on what planet do you think that? Yeah, let's get back to that.
I think to get back into that, like, I think people are doing everything for content now. So dating is just one example of where people are doing that.
And a guy pulls out in front of me, and I'm like, I got to use this for content. Mm-hmm. So
right. Yeah.
Well, no, I think
here we are doing it in an hour conversation.
And we're like, dude, I'm talking about this on the podcast.
Yeah.
I think my life, everyone is doing things for content.
Yeah.
I would say no matter who you are, even if you are a mom that posts on Facebook once a month and you're going to your son's, let's say even your grandnephew's or something, soccer game, like if something pops off, you're like, the internet needs to see this.
Yes.
So that everybody's in the content game.
Yeah. We all have a brand now.
Even if you don't have a brand.
No, I mean, but we do though. Like, even if you don't put a label on it, like
everybody
you're
does.
thinking, oh, I have this persona online and I need to play this out on there.
So everybody is thinking that.
Yep.
So like sometimes with my girlfriend, she's like, are you like doing a thing right now? Or are you like, are we just like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, and sometimes I'll be like, hey, let me like get out my phone and like make like oh, where's John? He's like doing a thing.
Yes.
She knows I'm probably doing a thing.
Yep.
But like, hey, I walk, like, we're on vacation and I grab my phone and like, what? He's like, oh, he's going to like get something.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah, whatever that is.
He's working.
And the thing is like, not work, because everybody does that. She does it too.
Yeah.
But you do it, but the thing is,
my wife and I say, are you doing a bit right now?
That she does?
It's like, yeah, I'm doing a bit.
Yeah.
It's a bit. Go with it. It's a bit.
Yeah. And I see them.
Yeah.
They're great.
Yeah.
But are you like, yeah, I think you're like, are you like doing a bit? You're like, all right. Yeah, we're like, or are you like dressing for the content? Yeah. When you go out, like, oh, I'm probably going to like.
This fit goes off. I'm going to wear this.
Yeah, if this pops off, this is going to be a bit. Yeah. That you go, is this, but but I guess what you're talking about is it helpful to everyone else?
Right. Yeah. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
Because we're still like you've been around people, I'm sure. We've never talked about this, but I know you've been around people who you're like, can you just stop generating content?
Can you please? Yeah.
Just like hang out, please?
My people, and I think I've done way better at that than I used to. But like, if you're like, I mean, dude, I could turn on my phone. That's why I like making videos so much, and I like making content. I could turn on my phone and I could, like, I went to a NASCAR race and I was making a video about like, I went into I have like, I go to a race, there's like people that are like watching me.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I'm with the company that like brings me to like make sure I get to like the meet and greet or the places I need to be.
Watching you, like handling you, like making sure you're going to the right places. Yeah.
But I need to make a video like in the concourse. Like I need to just me and my phone, because I can't be around like people handling me when I'm trying to like do a thing.
Yeah.
So I need to go in the concourse, and they like literally 2 hours later, they texted, they were like, dude, where are you okay? And I go, oh, when you go into bit, you go.
Bit mode.
I don't even know where I'm at, where I'm driving, you go into like
the race is over.
The race is over. Nobody's there anymore.
The lights are off in the stadium.
You go into like, into another world.
Yeah.
And you don't, sometimes I'm filming, I'm driving, people are honking. I was like, oh, I'm going 4 miles an hour. Like,
do you know what TikTok's done a good job of though, is exposing that type of stuff too? Yeah. Like, have you seen when somebody will do like, they'll do so, like the one I saw this morning was Lil Wayne in his tour bus announcing that the Carter 6 is coming.
Okay, yeah.
And somebody duetted it.
Yeah.
And they're sitting, like they're pretending to be sitting there recording.
Oh, hilarious.
Lil Wayne and just sitting there like, you know what I mean? Like giving him that look like, yeah, man, like that shines light on like, dude, this is ridiculous for everyone around, but it looks good on camera.
It's, because posting the guy behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, what he's doing.
You're posting the BTS of what's going on.
Oh, well, you like, you think like there's somebody that's like very like, it's funny, we see him pop up every once in a while. Somebody that's like aggressively like against me on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say I didn't see it, but somebody showed it to me. But I'm doing the thing that we made fun of last week. But I didn't. I
don't usually read comments.
I don't usually get on Twitter, but I stumbled through Twitter because I had some extra time or like something like that. And they were like, they tried to post something like exposing something about my personal life. And then they got on the next day. They were like, all right, like, what's the deal? I didn't get the same amount of like likes that I usually get.
What, dude?
We were like, oh, God, oh. So you're not doing it. So you're not doing it for
the goodness of
the truth.
Yeah.
You're doing it for the engage. Like, I noticed my engagement was down. Like, no, because it's a bad take.
I think I'm shadow banned. Yeah. I love that one, dude.
I'm shadow banned.
Hey, no, you're not.
I got 400 followers. Yeah. I'm shadow banned. Elon Musk has come down. He's like, hey, we need to stop.
They're suppressing my information. Yeah, dude. That's what they're doing.
All right. Well, we talked about, well, let's wrap up the thing, and then we'll move on to another topic.
Do you want to go back to the waves?
Waves. Okay. Yeah. So if you're gonna, what's the biggest favor you can allow is like, I would say like leaving like a country or have you ever left like a country concert or a game when it's like everybody's just in a field?
Yes.
And it's like there's no, and and once you get into the funnel, you're gone.
Yep.
You got the interstate, you're home.
Right.
But
but getting in,
you gotta have somebody let you in.
Right.
So like merging on the interstate when you're both kind of going the same direction, there's always a semi truck that it takes longer to accelerate, and you can hop in.
That's a great.
You can always find.
Yeah.
You can always get in, and I would give a wave. That one is like the biggest, like the biggest favor.
Because without that, you cannot
get in.
Yeah.
So if that happens,
that's on the list.
At the top of
leaving an event.
Yeah, leaving an event. Number 2 is like see if there's like an accident, people always know, they're like, hey, there's an accident. We're all trying to work together.
Yep.
I feel like when leaving the concert, everybody's working against each other. And then there's like, you can kind of go down the side lane and then try to like.
Yep.
So that needs I would say the number 1 wave is a roll down the window. No one ever gets out.
No, that would be. I'd be like, get back in the car.
Yo, dude, we gotta go. The number 1 is roll down the window,
hand out. Yeah.
And I've I've done it where everybody in the car does it.
Oh wow.
We're like, hey, you roll down, you roll down, you roll down.
That's 4 points.
We're all everybody. I would let people merge for that.
Yeah. Okay, I got one. How about the you let them cross the street in front of you wave?
Walking.
Yeah.
Who's waving? The walker?
The walker. They look at you, they make eye contact through the windshield, they give you a quick I like to go with the
you mouth it?
I'll mouth thank you.
You mouth it thank you?
I'll go the full.
Like, are you doing the George W. Bush? Like you're doing the
a little bit, yeah.
You're doing the Dusty Slay?
Yeah, I'll go there.
Yeah, you go. I do a 2-finger.
Little piece?
Just, yeah.
That's nice.
Chris Voth is a comedian. He used to have a joke about how, like, you run kind of like, you don't really run, but you just kind of act like you're kind of, like you're not moving faster than walking.
Have you seen Schitt's Creek?
No.
There's a character who only moves like that.
Yeah.
Like at all times, he's doing that kind of like.
But he's not really moving fast. But but they're stopping for you.
Yep.
Or do you have the pedestrian always has the right of way.
What if there's no crosswalk? Because then
why are you stopping now?
I'm just being a nice guy.
Just to stop. Yeah, if you're like down in Florida or something.
I'm just cruising. Maybe down 12 South. It's busy.
Oh yeah, you slow down for that.
Let people cross there.
You gotta wait. You gotta wait for
if
that.
I don't let you go, then you might get hit by the next one. So.
Yeah, I'll stop.
Yeah. So I like that wave because if I don't get that wave, I'm infuriated.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, because you could kill him.
Maybe that's how we measure it. Maybe it's right. Yeah, the alternative is
if I don't stop, you're dead.
Right.
Yeah, great.
Maybe that's how you rate it. Is like if you don't get the wave, how mad are you?
Yeah,
that might tell you how valuable the wave is.
That's a great point. That's how we decide it.
Okay.
Yeah. So number 1, if first of all, you're dead if you don't get let in.
Right.
That's got to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
Secondly,
I let you live.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome for the rest of your life. You're welcome. Yeah. Secondly, is you're going to be sitting there for a long time, possibly till morning.
Right.
If somebody didn't let you in.
That's right.
You're just hoping for a favor. And truth be told, you probably did some shady behavior to get where you're at. In the leaving the.
Yep.
Right. You did something.
Right.
You went down the side, or you pulled out of your thing and went backwards and went, now you need somebody to let you in.
Yeah, you tried to game the system and it backfired.
And
now you're stuck.
And it's embarrassing because everybody's sitting there going by, Yep. It's like, I bet the best wave, this is not car related, but the best wave is you have to acknowledge, but I don't like to when people do it, is the TSA. The airport security, when you are late for your flight and you have to let somebody.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
That one is like you're gonna miss your grandpa's funeral.
Yeah.
Well, they have to say that, so it's probably a lie.
Right.
Because like I can, and you're
making the flight though, so it's worth at least $200 that way.
I could throw them $100, bro.
It's worth it.
Well, dude, you know the thing about that is you can't go to the front and ask one person. You have to ask every person. Hey,
I don't know if you just heard me explain this.
You got to throw out 20s on every person. Yeah. That's tough. But the guy, then there's the the wave. If you're not going to roll down the window and wave, there's the indoor wave. There's the indoor
through the back windshield.
Is there a sunroof wave?
Yeah, I've done that one.
I've done a sunroof wave.
That's a good move. I like
sunroof wave is a good move. It's underrated.
It's sneaky too.
But your sunroof has to be open already.
Yeah,
because you know that's too much to eat. You got to press the thing. 1 second.
Yeah.
We're gonna get what's up, dude? And then back all the way back. Yeah, that's a tough wave. Yeah,
in the rain.
It's a tough wave. But that's you do that to. I guess. Then you go. Not even you go rear view mirror. Notice that you just want him to know that you know.
Yep,
that's it.
And if you got tints, waves they get difficult.
Tint gets tints a
because that back windshield
that's a wild card.
Dark.
That's a wild card. Yeah. Then he doesn't see.
Right.
Like have you ever like done like a have you ever done like trying to get someone to acknowledge something's wrong with their car?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. That's a tough one.
This happened to me last week.
It happened to me. It's happened about what? It's usually like a headlight or like
I had there was a piece of cardboard in the road that I had thought I ran over, but I didn't see it like come out behind me. So I was like, this might be on my grill on the front.
You always look behind you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, so do I, dude.
Guy pulled up next to me, super tinted out windows.
Yeah.
As it rolled down, I saw his panicked face being like,
oh yeah, because he saw
and
it.
I was like, I had to roll down my window to say thank you so much, and then
and you're like, especially if it's over. If it's like a girl or something, you're like, no, I'm not trying to like do a thing.
Yeah,
I'm just like your like lights, your lights aren't on.
Yeah, this is not a bit.
Yeah, it's not a bit.
Trying to help you.
I think I went one time. I had a bit about this because this happened in real life, but I was like, and then I went like this. No, I did. I was like,
meaning headlights.
You're like, that is not a bit. That is really happened. I go,
oh, no.
How would you? But how would you do it? Your lights are off.
I would just not do it.
I go
let her crash.
I didn't like this starting open and going like this.
Right.
But I started closed and went like this.
Yeah, it depends on when she tunes into you doing it to see if it's opened or closed.
It's like a GIF. It's like when are you starting? When are you starting?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, let me start it over.
This
is a weird loop.
I honked and then I go. But then there's all I'm like, dude,
you can't come back.
I'm like red. My face is red.
Yeah.
I feel. But you also the
What did she do?
She was concerned, dude, and she left. Of course, dude. Obviously.
She gunned it, and
She's
I never saw her again.
What a psychopath. She probably called the cops. But then there's, in cars, I mean, I drove a car. Well, I guess I didn't drive a car. Because in the 90s, you would pull the lights. So you could go, but that's not a good one.
John.
That's not even a bit. You go, because you're like, but then you go, all right, you go like this.
Right.
Or this. That might be one.
That's an interesting one. You might have it there. Yeah.
I always think the ability that they already know that their headlight is out.
No, not out.
90%.
Not out. They're both off.
Oh, like they're driving in the dark
and they're probably like drunk. And you know, like that's a $10,000 DUI.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, I'm
helping you.
I'm trying to save your life.
There was always that like guy that like, you know, he's on the side of the river and he's like, hey, pull over. But if like Niagara Falls was right there, he'd be like, hey, like he would be screaming. And then you're like, what level of like,
yeah, how far do you go?
Yeah, to like if someone's like, you're like, hey, you're gonna like, do you ever get like the notification that the cops up there? You ever get that?
Yeah,
that's nice.
Yep,
that's this.
Oh, that's
this.
Yeah, that is that.
That's the brights.
Yeah, your
that's what that is. The brights, not the pool and that makes sense. The brights.
Both my headlights are out right now.
Yeah,
and so I just have to drive around with high beams on, and like I just am getting eternally like flashed.
Yeah, like I know,
and I'm like, it's either this or I crash into you. So,
dude, that's a tough. That's like a what was that gang? They were like,
yeah.
Did we talk about that?
No, but I think everyone's heard that wives' tale. I don't know if it's true or
they're
what.
Like if you flash someone with their lights off, then they come kill you.
Yeah, the story was it was a gang initiation thing where they would tell their new gang members who were joining to drive around with their lights off.
You're like,
and then the first person that flashed you to turn them on,
kill them or
you
something.
would bang a Yui real quick and then go kill them. Like that was your,
You
that was
kill
how
them?
you got in. Yeah.
That's like in Franklin, Tennessee. To this mean streets.
Gangland.
No,
Franklin.
probably just flash them. Yeah. Yeah, you got to flash them. Then usually if it's like if some guy lets you in, you go, I just go out this way, and then I go. Usually you do a nod.
I like the nod.
Yeah,
the
nod, and then
nod.
you. I guess you need to acknowledge to the extent that they saved you.
You got to match energy.
That's all. Yeah, that's the key. You got to match energy.
Yeah.
Dang, that's a good. Yeah. So this guy, I felt like at the beginning, I felt like I did him a gigantic favor.
Right.
And now also, if there was no cars behind me, then it would be I didn't do him that much of a favor.
Do you check behind you before you let somebody in to see?
Yeah, because I think other people should do that. Well, I was stopped for the light,
right?
So I just had to not go for a second.
Got it.
Now, if everybody's moving and I'm stopped, because they were like, "Hey, move! You can't stop for this.
Right.
Everybody, we gotta go." Yeah, they can wait.
Yeah.
Dang, bro, we just solving problems out here.
That's it, man. I know. I'm trying.
Speaking of, dude, I got to tell you a joke about, or I got to tell you about a joke that didn't work.
Another one, huh?
But let me tell you about these tour dates.
Yeah,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to, well, look, I don't even have, where am I going? I'm going somewhere this weekend, but it's already sold out. So we took it off there.
Missouri?
Yeah, going to Missouri.
Nice.
Columbia? No, Springfield.
Springfield,
Missouri sold out. Boston, the next weekend, almost sold out. Greensboro, North Carolina, pretty close to sold out. So it was Appleton, Wisconsin after that, then Spokane, Washington, New Brunswick, New Jersey, Virginia Beach, close to sold out. Dayton, Ohio, let's go, baby. Greenville, South Carolina, and rounding out the tour in December, Irvine, California, already sold out. Palm Beach and Miami, close to sold out. Those are in December. Let's go. And speaking of, by the way, my book coming out in October.
Yep.
It's called Delete That. It's all about this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like all about these kind of things. Like somebody, I did a tour of Hillsong Church.
Nice.
Did you see that?
No.
I did a tour of Hillsong Church, and it was a big, like, we don't have to really get in. We might get into it if we have time. And then everybody's like, this is unbelievable. I go, this is what all my content is about.
Mm-hmm.
Like my stand-up show, my podcast, my book. But it's all the same type of, if you like anything that you see on me, on any other platforms, it's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
It's all this. It's all this basic point of view.
Yep.
But I got to tell you this one story. Okay. What did we talk about last time that the bit that didn't work? And what did you say right before you go, I can't believe.
Before you told me this?
All right. So I said, I gotta go. I got to tell you a story about a joke that didn't work.
The last one was the filling out the thing at the car or the car repair thing.
If
they.
Yeah, putting in my gender pronouns at the oil change.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
but this one we came in here, you told me you had a joke that didn't work.
Yeah, and you said
I can't believe
what?
this is your job.
You said, say it again?
I can't believe this is your job.
Meaning what?
Meaning just to get up there and say things that you think will make people laugh, but sometimes they just don't make people laugh.
No, and they don't.
Crazy.
And you go, well, and you said, well, I bet you've been a comic for long enough, you know.
I would think that it gets to that point, but
well,
apparently not.
Okay, so so like New Material Monday is at Zany's every Monday. So if we have time, I'll go down there and like I just need to know if the bit like works or like if the idea is connecting with it. Like I have this new joke about Venmo. I like scrolling my Venmo feed and I go, hey, has anyone else like gotten bored and like scrolled their Venmo feed? And everybody was like, yes.
Nice.
I go, okay, I can go home and write the bit because if y'all are like, you at least know what this is. Like I was going to say, we're going to talk about like Bama rushtok. They're like, does everybody know what that is? Because if they don't, then that's a whole new bit. You got to explain the whole thing. But if you go, I was sitting in line at McDonald's. Everybody goes, "Yeah, got it." They know, like, or I was in CVS and I was in the aisle looking for it. Got it, because everybody knows.
Right,
everybody has done that before. So, but you have this like I have like a in your head, if I'm going to go out and I did an hour, 20 minutes or something, maybe an hour, maybe less than that. But I go, I want to try these things. I want to try these new jokes because
when you're getting ready to go to the club to do this and you're like, I know these are new jokes.
Yeah.
Is it a different feeling?
Yeah, but I live for it.
Okay.
So I could go out. So my special that we shot in July is not out yet, right? It's being edited. So it'll probably be out, I want to say maybe Thanksgiving or December.
Nice.
So in Richmond, Virginia, these people have never heard those jokes that are perfected and done. The ones on the special, which is going to be, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I could do that because they haven't heard it yet. But come December, everybody's going to hear it. And then I got to have new.
Right.
So I got to throw some stuff in.
Right.
And if I go all the way to Richmond, Virginia, don't try anything new. It's like, what am I doing here? It's boring. Not fun. So, all right. I try this joke. I go, listen, the Confederacy is not doing well. Like, it's like, and I was trying to come from the perspective, I go, if you had never been to America and you were like driving around the South, you'd be like, it seems like those people aren't doing well just based on where you fly it. Like every time you see a Confederate flag, what kind of car is it on?
A truck.
What?
A Ford.
Yes.
A beat up truck. Yeah. And Andrew comes in hot. I'm glad it didn't pick up what he said, but he said a trashy truck.
Yeah, but not a good truck. Yeah. It's like an old Chevy S10 with a beat up like quarter panel that's like hubcaps are not on it. Confederate flag.
Nice.
Okay. Every time you see a house or a yard, what kind of house is it?
Yeah, kind of beat up one.
Beat up.
Yeah. Trailer.
Old. Like the mailbox is like nailed to a tree. Like a guy's peeing off there's like a car that's like overgrown that's on cinder blocks.
The overgrown car is definitely there. That's hilarious.
And my point was, if you didn't know anything, you'd be like, this is bad. This organization is not doing well.
I don't want to be on that team.
Yes. Yes. I go, I don't, by the way, this joke did not work and it didn't work. I did 5 shows. It didn't work 5 times.
Where did you tell it?
Well, that's the thing. Because I found out on Sunday night at the end of the weekend, Richmond, Virginia is the capital of the Confederacy. Look it up. It's like the capital of the capital of the Confederate Army was in. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yep. Richmond. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Sure was. Fact checks.
Sure enough, Richmond, Virginia is the capital of the Confederacy.
Wow.
And not that the people there support it.
Yeah.
That we're not saying that. But they go, this, like, maybe this isn't the place to start.
Hey, read the room, man.
Yeah. So I know Richmond, Virginia. We drove to the NASCAR race. You will pass, say what you want, pass Confederate flags out there.
Yeah.
Like, so everybody, and the bit is very anti-Confederate flag, obviously.
Yeah.
But I go, all I'm saying is, if you saw a Confederate flag on like a Tesla, you'd be like, huh. Like that.
maybe I should check that out.
Like, what's going, like, huh.
Yeah.
Like maybe like.
Well, tell it in Boston in a couple of weeks.
I'm gonna tell it in Boston, and we'll have a report.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that might be better. And then I go, I'm just saying, if someone invited, like this is Nashville, like a nice neighborhood in Nashville, like Belle Meade. If someone invited you to like a dinner party, it was like it was like a gated community. You had to drive up like a mile long, and there was like these huge like pillars out front with this mansion, and they had a Confederate flag. You'd be like, I'll go to the meeting. I'll go to the meeting.
Yeah, do you have any pamphlets I can read?
Yeah, I'm not saying I'm joining right now, but if you're like, hey, I got a group I want to tell you about. That's. Do you see how this bit is not working?
I see how it wouldn't work in Richmond, Virginia.
No,
sure.
but it's a great bit.
I like it. I think it's good.
The bit is like Louis C.K. had like a famous. We don't have to get into that. It's like a little inappropriate, but like on Saturday Night Live, it was just about. It's something similar where you just go. He goes, no, not to me. Like if, and you go.
How long will you push it before, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you believe in it, but the audience is telling you, like, how many times do you blame the audience?
Well, it felt like I set it up wrong, like everybody, because I do like some like I make fun of like Joe Biden, and then I make fun of like masks. So I feel like maybe they thought it was going to be like a pro-Confederacy show.
So they were kind of confused.
I think that's what happened. Where maybe. I set it up, where I go, the Confederacy's having a tough time. And they're like, whoa, what? I think, does that make sense? You're sitting there trying to, and you go, well, okay, what? Hold on. And I go, but toward the end, I go, I'm just saying, if you knew nothing, and then you saw that, you'd be like, huh, like, meaning like if you're an alien and you land and you go, what's the like it's making fun of every person that has the Confederate flag. No one's successful. That's but it's like, I got into it wrong. I think but that's why you just got to do it.
That's wild.
Because if we sat here and I did, if I'm going to wherever I'm going in Missouri, you go, hey, give me your new jokes from Missouri, I could give them to you and you'd be like, is this going to work? You go, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then Jerry Seinfeld said one time, he goes, you would think, somebody told me a story because that Jerry Seinfeld dropped into like the Comedy Store or something like that when they were there. And he did like 10 minutes and it all bombed.
Wow.
And he's the most professional comedian. And he pops in. So if you go to Jerry Seinfeld's show at the Ryman, you're hoping, you paid $120, you're in a sport coat and you got dinner. Like, this better be good.
Yeah.
But if he pops in to Zany's, the bar is lower.
Yeah.
So he can try. And he says he always tries out 10 minutes of new jokes. Usually they all bomb. Maybe one's good. Then he does a 10-minute Q&A. Everybody forgets that his joke's bombed and everybody wins.
Nice.
And he kind of gets, so that like kind of like, yeah, it was like kind of like I had a piece of paper on the stage. I never do, but I'm brand new. And I go, okay, no on that one. And everybody laughed. And then I was out. I go, okay, thanks for the feedback. And then I kind of like acted like I was crossing it out and everybody goes, you're good.
Yep.
Because everybody understands how comedy works. You can't
win them all.
Can't win them all.
Do you notice like different types of crowds like that too?
Yeah, 100%.
So like you can identify earlier in a set, like, oh, okay, this crowd's going to go for that type of stuff.
Well, sometimes I talk about my like personal life sometimes, like about how, like I just try to encourage the crowd and a lot of people that I've struggled with depression and like I've struggled with my own issues, and I just want to let people know that they're not alone if they're struggling, and everybody, like I say, like every 40 seconds, this is true, every 40 seconds someone on this planet kills themselves, every 40 seconds.
Wow.
And sometimes like I go, this crowd is not the crowd for this. Like the sentimental moment. I go, it's not. Sometimes it's a late show. It's a little rowdy. I go, it's gonna
kill the vibe.
Or not. I don't mind killing the vibe if it's gonna reach somebody. I go, it's not necessary here. But of course, yeah. That's the whole show. He said, do you make pivots live in the show? Yeah, because if you go, all right, if the Confederate flag joke bombs,
yeah, don't come with the next 6 Confederacy.
You know
jokes.
what? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to the jokes from the special that they haven't heard yet that are killers, and I'm gonna bring myself back up, and then I get them back up to a good, and then I try one. If it stays, you can kind of keep going there, and then you just kind of, if it's a good topic, you just kind of explore around in there a little bit.
That's wild. Yeah, that's mental gymnastics.
The gymnastics.
While being
that's
funny.
Why you exhausted after the show. Why are you exhausted? I just need to sit here for a second.
Yeah.
But like this lady, like in the comedy clubs is where we're at all fall. By the way, if you have a chance, I'm not trying to do like an advertisement for myself, but these shows they're unreal. They're all selling. I think they're unreal. The shows are, I don't know how else to say that, but they're just, whatever price it is for the tickets is well worth it. But I'm saying it. But this lady, I go, is anybody, what did I say? Oh, I say, the Redskins. Because they changed the Redskins name.
Right.
And then, because that's right near Richmond, Virginia. So I go, the Redskins, they got to work on their PR or they got to work on their name. Like, what about the product on the field? Nah, don't worry about that. That's the joke. And everybody, she goes, boo. But like, she was like sitting like second row, and she was like, it was like a funny boo. Like
sarcastic kind of.
Like, I want to be a part of this show. I think I know John from the internet. I think I can say stuff.
Yeah.
Don't.
Start there.
Let's start there. And then I go, are any, I said something about traffic or something. She goes, no, or like again, like some kind of, and I'm always the similar mental gymnastics where you go, all right, a lot of people have driven. Like, I met somebody in the hotel lobby that flew there. Flew there. They're like, all the shows around us are sold out. We flew in. So I got to be cognizant of that. There's people that have flown here that are huge fans. You can't be railroading the show, especially if there's people around you. So I kind of like, you can't, they always say, someone comes at you with a knife, you got to come back with a knife. You can't come back with an atomic bomb, because then everybody's going to take her side.
Right.
So if he says something rude to her, everybody's going to think I'm a jerk, because she was just trying to be like friendly. So you have to kind of subtly shame her into not doing that anymore. So something like, oh, okay, I'll handle the jokes. I say something like that. Or I go, white women love to be involved. I go, nice. White women I will be involved in this show. I will make an Instagram. I make a joke of her.
Yep.
Okay. So she was obviously drinking, because when you drink, you don't know that you're like being annoying.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say that.
Yeah.
You think you're like being fun. You're not being fun.
Right.
Everybody else is like, can you not? So then I like kind of shamed, and then the rest of the show, she's sitting on her phone. Like, meaning I didn't get what I liked here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Yeah. Like a 5-year-old.
Yes. And
here's the iPad. Shut up.
Really? She's like, I'm not gonna laugh. I go, okay. First of all, you lose by doing that, not me. Yeah. I'm good. We already.
Yeah. You solved my problem. Thanks.
Yeah. You already paid. You're already in here. Yeah. I mean, we don't want everyone not laughing, but everybody else is dying. So it's like, I'm gonna. But that's what happens when you're like Dallas Wilson, a buddy of mine. I've been sober almost coming up on 3 years. He goes, what's because I can still go out all the time.
Right.
Like, he sees me at the bars and stuff all the time. All my friends are out. And he goes, what's the difference? I go, not really any different, except that people project different than what they think, the way they're projecting. Like,
when they're out drinking.
When they're drinking, and I'm not drinking. But when everybody's at a when everybody's at a house party, everyone's drinking, or everyone's smoking, or everyone's something. It's like there's no sober person here.
Right.
So we're all just being funny and loud and obnoxious and
drunk.
And drunk. Yeah. You're not, though.
Right.
So you go, oh, this is like, you're projecting. Like, she doesn't know how she's like, everybody says this all the time. Lucy from Zanies, we talk about this all the time. Like, people are like, I got kicked out of the show. Oh, we can't laugh anymore. We can't laugh at comedians. All I was doing was laughing. I go, you weren't.
Yeah.
You were being, but you think when you're drinking that you're being fun.
Yeah.
And to people's credit that have had negative things to say about me, in my cancellation, I was drinking a lot. So you're like, oh, John was X, Y, and Z. I may have been.
Sure.
Because I was I don't remember. It's like, oh, John, I was just being like, to me, I was just being like flirtatious. And they were like, well, I wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh. And you see it, but like, there's been a million times where like you're like, well, I'm not drinking, and you are. So how are we gonna have a debate about last night about what happened?
Right.
I was just like being. I go, you weren't.
Yeah, only 1.5 of us were there.
Yeah, if that, dude. If that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, the shows have been unbelievable. It's always fun to try stuff out, and you always ask people, like, you joke, but the people know. Here's the thing. This is going to lead us into the next topic. What time we at? You people know. All right, the people. When I say a joke like that Confederacy joke,
yeah,
for the most part, people know me, and they know my intent with my comedy, and they know that if I made a mistake like that, it's not this like, I'm like sneaking my phone in John Crist show, sneaking to like post something to like expose John Crist supports the Confederacy. That's like, that person is not, they think they're being helpful, but they're not. One time I told a joke about, I was making a joke about, you know how people like text you and they do the voice tones of text? Like my boss is texting me, he's like, "Where do you go to be home?" I'm like, "Dude, your boss is from Shrek." Like,
yeah.
Or like my girlfriend.
yeah.
Or like my girlfriend texts me like, "How come you're not home yet?" Or like, she texts you in that tone? How? That's weird. Like, so I did the joke about, I was out watching the game at the sports bar, and the guy next to me is like, "My wife's texting me. She's like, when are you gonna be home?" And my joke was, you're out here watching the game while your wife is at home alone with nasal congestion and Down syndrome.
Oh, man.
I told that joke one time. One time I told that joke. And it was like, oh man. I was trying to like, that was the best I knew how to like make that joke.
Yeah.
And then, so I remember doing the show. It was at a church. I remember doing the show. I could do a meet and greet. I do a meet and greet after every show. This is back in the day. Then I come out after the show, I'm meeting we sell a bunch of merch and everything, and there's this couple, and they're just kind of hanging around, and they kind of wait till everyone's gone and wait till like they go, "Hey," they didn't say, "Can we chat with you aside?" They just say, "Hey, I think I said, you got a second?"
Yeah.
And I go, "Yeah, sure." And they go, "We love you. We drove 5 hours to see you. We watched all your specials. We show your content with all of our friends." And this was private. Again, private.
Great.
They go, "We just want to let you know that we have a daughter that's Down syndrome. And I don't think you know what you're doing by saying that joke. And here's why." And I go, "Say less." I never did the joke again.
Yeah.
Or I changed the joke to like nasal congestion and bronchitis or something.
There
it was
you go.
fine.
Yeah.
But that's a person that wishes for the best.
Yes.
It is trying to help versus someone that on Twitter is just like, you're not trying to help. Like you're just trying to get clout and just trying to get attention. Like a lot of people have been like my girlfriend is like younger than me. Like my girlfriend's 25. And that's like we've been public with our relationship, and like people on Twitter are like, we gotta like, she's being like saying that she's being like taken advantage of, or like, we need to let her know that John Crist is X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend is wildly more, I'd say more mature for her age, more mature than me. She goes, you know how I know these people are not trying to help? You know the answer?
Because they're not DMing her, they're just tweeting it.
Yep.
Yeah.
She goes, not one person DM'd me. Not one.
Yeah.
And you go, got it.
Yep.
I got it, right? They're not trying to help. They're trying to just like when somebody, that's why if somebody's on Twitter or trying to like, they're not looking for solutions. And that's what everybody's rub on the cancel culture, I guess I said was, because it's kind of pretty much over at this point. But like, no one is like, how do we improve? They just like at the beginning, I'm going to expose so-and-so, and then what? Yeah. And then I think everybody that's consuming that type of content in like 2017, 18, 19, we're like, yeah, let's bring down. And then you go, oh, oh, you're just out for destruction.
You just want blood.
You just want blood. You just want to see the world burn. And you just want to like we talked about that like the biggest this is not to compare these at all, but the you know that photo that was like it won like best photo of like the century. It was that African kid like during the starving to death. And there's like, don't put it on the podcast, but you can look it up yourself about the African child and with the bird. Not what is the bird that's gonna eat that would eat?
Like a vulture.
Yeah, vulture. African child vulture. Yeah. It's like it was like the yeah. I'll probably just go into images. It'll be right there. The iconic photo. That.
Oh my god.
All right. I don't want to look at it, but yeah, you can look it up if you want to.
Wow.
So that one photo of the like everything. A Pulitzer Prize, everyone, and then somebody goes, "Well,
yeah,
did you help?"
Right.
And and that guy killed himself.
Oh my goodness. The photographer killed himself.
Because you go, it's so heavy. I know this is like, oh, John, I thought this was a comedy podcast, but you what people are doing is like you and to his, not to his defense, but he's like, when you're working or you didn't, and that what the looming situation of that child, and that is like, it's probably going to end is the kid is going to get eaten.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say it, but that's true. And you go, and then that guy, you can't live with that. You go, oh, does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's tragic.
Or you go, oh, you weren't, let's do something about this situation. But then
he was on a job.
Yes. But I don't think that's what he was going to, but then and you go, oh, so we're just like I do know that the guy that did all the like research and like digging on my life and my like, and he's not a journalist anymore.
Wow.
He's like, I don't know the guy personally or know anything about him, but like that's to like I went to come at somebody and you're not looking for, you're just looking to crush people.
Yeah.
You're just looking to tear them down. You're looking to ruin them. You're like, I'm going to expose this. And there are bad people.
Yeah.
But then you got to live with, like, I could put stuff on the internet all the time. I go, I'm not putting that on the internet. I know that person. I don't want to put that out. Now sometimes I'll change somebody's name or in a bit that I go, but I'm not here to. If I knew that I told a joke about someone, like a perfect example, we'll end on this. Hillsong. I went to Hillsong Church, and Hillsong Church, I've had a long relationship with Hillsong. You know anything about Hillsong Church?
Yeah, I know of it.
It's like the biggest church in the world.
Yeah, they got banger worship music.
They started in South Africa, Australia. All right, so now they have one everywhere, right?
Yeah,
and they had one in New York City, which is like huge. Like there's like multi-thousands of people. One of my buddies was the pastor of it, and Hillsong has been in a lot of controversies. Well, the pastor got, it was like in a sex scandal, and then there's like some money. They had that documentary on
I think it's Netflix.
Discovery. Yeah, it's on Discovery. Basically, same thing. Out for blood. We want to take this group down, and you can tell that because that's the motive. You can tell by the narrative of the. It's like my joke was, because I went to Hillsong Church when I was in New York City, and it was in a WeWork. There was 30 people there, meaning that the church is no more.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, they just blackfished this church out of business. Meaning
nice. Nice.
Blackfish, the movie, took SeaWorld out of business. Yeah. And I know a girl that's a dolphin trainer, and she goes, it's not really true. It's kind of true. Sure. There are some things about SeaWorld but like all this other stuff about the animals and being sad and like they had a story to tell.
They dressed it up a little bit.
And and everybody goes, yep, sounds good. And the SeaWorld is done. Yeah. And if you go, not to say that your documentary doesn't need to be made, in some situations it does, but like, dude, if you know that like thousands of people are going to be out of jobs. And again, not to defend.
No, it's tough. Like there's two sides.
Yes,
it's hard.
Yes. Always so you go, well, that is true that maybe they're doing some the orca whales that they've in the kidnapping, and it's not, and the tanks are too small, and like but we went to a dolphin excursion on we were in Mexico. Those dolphins are having the time of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell they're happy. They like to play with humans. They're very it's fun, and you go, oh, that doesn't seem like so. Hillsong, all the PR around them is horrific. And there's no church anymore.
That's crazy. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that it got decimated like that.
There's 50 people in there.
Wow.
I know. That we went to it, me and my manager.
Yeah.
And I go, dude, we're in the wrong spot. They go, no, this is it. I know.
All right, but then devil's advocate. What does that say about the people who were attending the church in the first place?
That's what we said. It was on House of Cards. Mm-hmm. That you were following the guy, right? Not the Lord, however you want to say it. Yeah. This is. And probably to be fair, there did need to be consequences. Absolutely.
Of course.
And we say that I think like every week on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying that, but like what's to be said. I never watched the documentary, by the way.
I haven't seen it either.
But the documentary has an angle that they need to communicate. So what's to be said about a person that comes to Hillsong Church back in their heyday or whatever and goes, oh, this is a little weird, and then didn't come back. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, they took advantage of me. I'm like, you kind of gave your life over to, you put all your eggs in this basket. The pastor didn't turn out who you thought he was going to be, and now we're going to crush him. Mm-hmm. And the people that said like the people in the Michael Jordan documentary is like, I don't really have a problem with him. Like that interview's not going in,
right?
That interview's not going in there,
right? Because
they're like, what about what?
Well, it's like you can't make a truly honest documentary because like the real truth is like too nuanced, so and it's not entertaining at that point.
Yeah, and it's not going to sell,
right?
But with the value system in our country that's is progressing so fast, you go like, the Abercrombie and Fitch documentary. Yeah, we talked about that. You're like, let me guess. Mm-hmm. There were unhealthy hiring practices. Yeah. People weren't being represented. Hot girls were being preferred over other. Like, is that it? They go, yeah, that's pretty much the documentary. Mm-hmm. Von Dutch exposing, let me guess. The guy wasn't a good guy. Yeah. Yeah, dude.
He invented trucker hats.
Yeah, dude. He wasn't a good guy. Yeah. They were like, the Girls Gone Wild, like documentary. Like, let me guess.
Yeah.
I know what the documentary is. They were doing, and they were like, fabric, they were going, that's all.
Oh, porn's not real? Is that what?
Say, what? What? You mean these, they were, some of them were drunk on spring break and possibly got signed releases and not really capable of. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We figure. And you know where that business is? Gone.
Yeah.
Von Dutch is gone. Abercrombie's still around. Yeah. But again, like last year, I didn't ask I don't think I need the explanation from Abercrombie for what they were doing in the 90s.
Right.
To wear a hoodie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't wear one anyway.
A lot of people were doing a lot of things in the 90s.
I need an explanation on the cologne that's going on in that store. Mm-hmm.
Can't breathe, man.
I need an explanation for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this idea of this big, like this week is Alabama Rush.
Yeah.
Alabama Rush is like going on. It's like a big on TikTok. If you don't know, it's called Alabama rushtok, and it's like all like the Alabama, the university, that the sorority rush is like being, everybody's posting about it. They're doing all these dances. It's like a cool, fun tradition. Mm-hmm. And then I heard, of course, this year, 9 people are going undercover with microphones. I got it. I know. All right. Tell me the documentary. You haven't even seen it.
I know nothing about the drama that you're alluding to.
Me neither.
Yeah, me neither.
But let me guess. Go. You say what?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be hazing. It's gonna be alcohol abuse. It's gonna be physical abuse. It's gonna be mental abuse.
Alcohol, probably
sleep deprivation.
attractive women are getting chosen. It's
objectified.
It's probably racist.
Yep.
It's probably. I got it.
Yeah.
And I think.
I knew it when you said sorority.
But like knew it when you here's what you knew it when you said undercover.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Let me guess. You're gonna get it's some girl. Nah, I'm not even gonna do this bit.
Maybe we won't even make documentaries anymore. We'll just write the description of what it would be, and then we'll put that on Netflix, and then that will be it, and you'll just see that, and then it'll be
or something like
you don't press play, you just read the description.
Got it.
Nice.
Like my girlfriend was like, I'm bummed out about this documentary even whenever it comes out. Is because it goes, that's fun.
Yeah.
Like it's just a good time. Like, could it be more like when I was in college, like the hazing, like could it be
right?
Could you fix that?
Well, it's imperfect, but like is everything.
But it shows. But like, okay, so y'all just like that's why I think the cancel culture is. I think we're like going down the hall. I feel like we're going down the hallway of like the cancer ward, and we're like ringing the bell on.
You think we beat it?
Yes, I think we did. Mm-hmm. I really think we beat it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's turned into kind of the kid who cried wolf.
Yes.
Where
I think like, where the girl on Twitter goes, I'm not getting as much engagement as I used to be because people go, yeah, it's not. We got. I'm in the carpool line.
We've seen you from all angles.
Yeah, we got it, dude. We got it. You've exposed yourself.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, it was kind of these righteous people that were coming to, and I think that it started in with good reason.
Well, I think that said, it definitely has provided some accountability.
Absolutely.
Even if there isn't actual accountability,
Absolutely.
I think it still is forcing people to ask themselves questions
Absolutely.
and check themselves.
And
so like
great.
good came out of it.
But now you overplayed your hand.
Right.
But you go like, oh, okay. So you just like, she goes, it's a bummer that it was like kind of like silly and like fun and like doing all those dances and like trying to get girls to like recruit women to join your house. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some favoritism.
Yeah.
They're going to look at you and don't like your outfit and going to reject you.
Yeah. And that's the world, by the way.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It also like it puts like it tarnishes it for all the girls who like have grown up wanting to do that. It's a massive thing.
It's huge, and they like that. But that's like everything everything good in life. Like it's nothing. It becomes good. It becomes famous or good for being. We've been doing this since the dawn of time.
I was gonna say this whole thing is just an Adam and Eve metaphor, isn't it?
It becomes bigger than it was, and then we got to crush it.
Yeah.
And like, so and I think that's why I think we're ringing the bell because we're like, nah, we're good. Mm-hmm. Okay, we just, and they go, nah, expose the Alabama Rush. People go, I haven't heard, I'm good.
Yeah.
But like look up when Blackfish came out. Because that was like
2013.
You think? I want to say
that's what it is.
15, but he's 13?
Yeah.
Yeah, 13. Okay. That was the first time I remember like cancellation being like kind of, let's see. Oh yeah.
I'm trying to Google if Blackfish, how significant Blackfish had an effect on SeaWorld.
Okay, that says attendance at the park decreased and the market value of the company dropped.
This one? It says Blackfish cost SeaWorld $65 million in settlement, reported by PETA. So I don't know.
That's just a legal,
just exposed
with I'll count a killer. Yeah, but it doesn't. They said those killer whales are still there. You can still see them there, but once they die, they're not gonna have any more.
Really?
Meaning like we're not
gonna go get any more.
And that is good.
Yeah,
that part.
Except for some of them, they rehab and everything, don't they? Aren't they?
Yeah, well, that's not the documentary. That's what the girl that was like a dolphin trainer was telling me. It's like, like every documentary, if it was real life, Alex, this is great.
Yeah,
would be the worst documentary.
Yes.
There it is.
Because that's what I was trying to get to earlier. There's too much nuance. It's not interesting.
The John Crist documentary.
Yeah.
Only facts.
Yeah.
Would be boring.
Yeah.
It would.
Yes. Because you'd have to present every side.
Yeah, and
it's like, well,
that's not true.
Yeah.
And I go, well, would you go? That's not true. Well, how can that be? But if you go like, Hillsong, like we're gonna make a documentary on Hillsong. At the top of the whiteboard, when all the producers are in there, it goes, "Crush them." Mm-hmm. And then you got all the story, and sometimes they need to some things need to, but you go when you go. Yeah, we don't have to get off of this. I feel like I talk about this literally every week.
Yeah,
but if that's the premise of it, you go, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
and then somebody goes, oh, if you're just trying to crush them, then we're gonna start going to Morgan Wallen concerts, and they're gonna be full everywhere because you can't. And then it's
and that's humanity.
But I think yeah, we are. It is. I'll tell you one story about my rush.
Yeah.
My fraternity days.
Yeah, go.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were a frat boy.
Oh, dude, a Pi Kappa Phi, baby.
Let's go.
America's leading fraternity since 1904.
Ooh.
I don't want to brag about it.
118 years running?
Yeah, a lot of history.
Dang.
Yeah. A lot of history.
I'm sure there was nothing weird going on back then. Nothing
nothing
problematic at all.
My good one, he's a black guy that tours with me. He's my opener. Every time we go to one of those like southern cities, he goes, looks like y'all got some history that you don't want to be released. meaning like there's some skeletons in the closet.
Yeah.
But also super quick. There's in everyone's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could make a documentary on any person on earth, and I think you could probably paint them in a terrible light.
That's why the everyone kind of like was messaging me after I got canceled. They were like, dude, I feel for you. Dude, I couldn't imagine being famous, because if I was famous, I wouldn't last a day.
Right.
And everybody goes, oh. Mm-hmm. Like, imagine if I were that guy.
Yeah.
Then you go, oh. So like I went into Hillsong Church to do a story on it, because I wanted to I love Hillsong. Yeah. I love them. And I wanted to do, and we were in the Uber on the way over there, like we're on the way to Hillsong, and then I didn't realize that there was 50 people there. Mm-hmm. And I didn't post. I just didn't I go, we're walking in, and that was the last thing I posted. Mm-hmm. And all day I didn't post, and everybody's like, what happened at Hillsong? And I go, we were sitting at lunch, and I go, this makes me so sad. Yeah. This makes me so sad on all sides. Mm-hmm. Sad that the behavior of the leadership of the church, but think about the local church. Yeah. They didn't do anything. They're trying to minister to the people of New York City. Yeah. And I walk in, and I saw the lady handing out the brochures and like helping us to get a seat. I go, she doesn't deserve to be crushed for this. That's why if you're doing a SeaWorld documentary, and you got all these excited college kids that are marine biologists that are working there, and you're going to put all of them out of a job. You can, maybe this is true, but you're going to put all these people out of a job. Yeah. And I don't know if they deserve. Now, granted, maybe there needs to be accountability. I say that every time. Maybe there needs to be.
And you can make the argument that there's a greater good there that needs to be accomplished.
Well, everybody has to make that argument. Right. You have to make that argument before you can even do it. But then you go, well, we're going to save 2 killer whales, but on behalf of 65,000 people, jobs. Again, that's not a moral. I'm not prepared to.
Yeah, I don't want to have to.
I don't want to either. But that's what the photographer killed himself, because he goes, that's heavy. But if you justify, I was trying to get a photograph for my work. I need to, and the better photographs I get, the more I get paid. And I got kids in college, and I came all the way like.
That was his dream. That photo was his dream.
But then, he knew the truth, and that started. This is very heavy.
We're ending heavy today.
Yeah. But he knew the truth. Yeah. And ultimately, he couldn't forgive himself for that. Wow. So you go, and I like everybody at Hillsong, and they've come to my shows and supported me and like reposted my bits, and they're like, do you want to come on tour with us? And like, I love those guys. Yeah. So I didn't even want to say that there was that many people there. Mm-hmm. I didn't want to say any. I just wanted to let it go. But then I was like, well, that's dishonest to my fans, because everybody follows. They go, what happened? And I can't just.
Well, now you have a different story.
Yeah, and I told the story. I go, but my story is not coming from top of the whiteboard, crushed them. Right. I got to be honest And I feel like a lot of people that have been honest about me, that's fair. But I go, I like a lot of those people and they need to be held accountable for their actions, but it was sad.
I'm trying to think if there's any documentaries I've seen where like I feel like the person has just gone into it like curious and just kind of like I don't think it
like
exists.
Every documentary about the environment is like in 2024 if we don't do anything, our planet's going to burn up. Every one. Yeah. Because otherwise why watch it?
Right.
It has to be Hillsong exposed for all their like.
Yeah, we want cinematic and dramatic and controversial and blanket
statements. But that's been happening since the dawn of time.
For sure.
Unfortunately,
it's the same way we tell stories to our friends too.
Yeah, make them better.
Yeah.
But make it we do it.
Yeah.
But we're not I would say other people's lives aren't necessarily at stake. And then also amateurs can now do it with like podcasts and like then you're like like if you work for like 2020 or Dateline and you're like, that was obviously incorrect and not factual, the CBS could get sued.
Right.
So there is some kind of.
There's a little bit of accountability installed there. Legally.
A little, but now like any podcaster or any like guy with a Twitter can go like exposed and get a bunch of clout from it.
Right.
I'll tell this one story and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Okay. And listen, to be fair, there's that kid Lucas that is 6 years old.
8.
He's 8.
8 years old.
He listens to the podcast every night before he goes to sleep.
Yep.
Shout out Lucas from Indianapolis. He might have to close his ears for this one.
Okay.
It's the end of the podcast. He's probably not awake by now.
So we should say goodnight to Lucas then?
Yeah, good night. Hey, Lucas. Yeah. Lucas, hey, dude, thanks for hanging out with us. We've had a good podcast. I know you're 8 years old. I don't know how you listen to a podcast if you're a kid in your room. Has he got a cell phone?
He might have a cell phone. Or maybe that iPad we were talking about.
We need a report. We need a report from my cousin who's a coworker with his dad. How's Lucas listening to the pod? We'll get him some merch. We need to give him some merch.
Yeah.
Good kid. Okay, Lucas, good night, buddy.
Good night, buddy.
All right. Is he asleep?
Yeah, he's asleep. We're just adults here now. Go ahead.
All right. So I should have said the story at the beginning.
We changed the lights. Yeah. Like the fog rolls in after hours.
Every time we go into something that's like an adult topic, Lucas, close your eyes.
Yeah.
Lucas, close your eyes.
Net positive after dark.
Earmuffs, Lucas. Okay.
Net negative.
We went on 100% net. We would go on like road trips. So they were like Thursday night at 10 o'clock, everybody meet at the frat house. Like when I was a pledge.
Oh,
right?
This is this story.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, go ahead.
Meet at the frat house. Okay. And we used to do like, you know what an Indian run is?
Yeah.
Like an Indian run where you all run in a single file and then the person in the back runs to the front.
Yeah, as you keep running.
As soon as you get to the front, as you're running, and it's like one person sprinting goes to the front of the line. Okay. And now I was not a part of this, but they used to do it because I never partook in that particular lifestyle. No, not that. You're gonna know what I'm saying when I say it. They used to do it with all the brothers and while making them smoke cigarettes.
Running with a cigarette
while
is
smoking
hilarious.
a cigarette, dude. It's like that's funny, dude.
Yeah,
that's funny. But like you could say that's abusive.
Yeah, you
now.
Could. Yeah,
but anyone that looks back on their fraternity days, you're like, yeah, that was kind of like inappropriate, but like probably shouldn't be doing it now. But like everybody looks upon that stuff fondly.
Yeah, I could just say I don't want to do it. Like you don't have to.
Well, I said this is gonna like be exposing my Christian like upbringing. I had never smoked a cigarette.
And I don't think that's that shocking.
Yeah, I guess not. They go, all right, we're not trying to do that.
Yeah.
Like if it's like a fun.
Yeah.
But I could say John Crist exposes Pi Kappa Phi, made him pressured him into smoking a cigarette.
Yep.
That's true.
Yeah.
I said, I think I'm good. And they go, okay. Nice. That part's not on the documentary.
Yeah.
We should do a segment not on the documentary.
Yeah. The cutting room floor.
Yeah. Hey, he said he didn't want to do it. And then he didn't have to do it. Get out with that, dude. No one cares. Yeah.
And we were fine with that.
Yeah.
So we obliged.
And then we go, that actually makes sense.
He set that one out.
Yeah. And then we met back up after.
We second guessed the whole thing after that, to be honest. We just
Get out. That's hilarious, dude. Yeah. Okay.
That'd be a good sketch.
Yeah. Not a part of the documentary.
Yeah.
Things that Blackfish.
Things that didn't make it. Yeah.
Things that didn't make it into the Hillsong documentary.
Yes.
I need like a TikTok burner, like a I couldn't put. I should put. That's a great idea. Things that didn't make it into the documentary.
Yeah.
Things that didn't make it into the John Crist documentary.
Mm-hmm.
There was a girl that tagged him in a photo after the show. He was like, "What's up?" And then she didn't respond.
She left him on red.
Not in the documentary. Doesn't suit the narrative. Yeah. Get it out. Or like the let's say like any professional football player that like, he was actually a pretty good dad. Get it out, dude. He like, there was his neighbor that like, it was like struggling financially, and he gave him like $5,000 a month to like, get it out.
Donates to his college. Graduated there in 4 years. Yeah.
Get it out. They get all these facts. All right. No. What's that? Didn't take out trash one time and then swore at his neighbor. Get that in here. Get that.
Call that neighbor.
Call that neighbor now, dude. Let's get it. Was it? Could you say? Listen, he just yelled at him. Could you say it was verbal abuse? Well, I don't think it was really verbal. Could you, for the documentary? Could you just say that? Get it in here.
Do you think maybe there might have been slurs you didn't hear? Do you think maybe they might have?
Possibly? They're like,
you didn't hear them.
Yeah. And they're like, just we're gonna build the story. Yeah. It's like Richmond, Virginia, capital of the Confederacy. They're like, yeah, I'm aware. I don't really have any Confederate stuff in my house. It's like, I think it's less and less over time when they go, not in the documentary.
The more I look at the flag, the more I kind of get used to it.
It's like, I don't know. I don't agree with what they say. You're like, oh, that's freaking hilarious. All right. I'll tell this one story and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
So we go on like a road trip. They're like, meet at the frat house at 10. All right, everybody's got to meet down there.
Yep.
And they go, we have like a road trip. A road trip is basically like a hazing trip.
Okay.
So you're wearing like clothes that you know they can get dirty. So we go out. We're all riding. Everybody's in. You go in the basement. Everybody puts on a blindfold, right?
Okay.
Just put on a blindfold. You go out to. You think it's like the middle of nowhere on like a. But it's really like 15 minutes away on a alumni's farm.
They just drove in circles for a bit.
Yeah, they drove in circles, and then you're out like. But it was like, as a freshman, I thought it was so fun.
Yeah,
it was like adventurous and like against the rules. It wasn't, but I was like, this is up. So they would like walk us out there. You'd have to have like put your hand on the your hand on the shoulder of the guy next to you, and they would walk you in a line, and they would kind of like put like like pillows like to like try to like push you off like the course, and you had to stay. And then if you get lost, you're like, bro, you have to like, it was like a team building.
Yeah, it's all trust and
like
fun exercise.
Like a youth camp ropes course.
Yep,
it's similar, same.
Yeah,
you have to build
with cigarettes.
Yeah, with cigarettes. It's a youth camp with cigarettes.
Yeah,
but they do it in the military, bond everyone together.
Yeah,
they put you through some hard times, and that makes you a team.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Literally team building 101. You do it at the office when it's like your first day at the office, and okay, fine.
Yep.
So everybody. They have this thing called the thinking position, which is like just basically in a chair without a chair.
Okay.
And you have to go like this.
Nice.
And if like you're like, it's like like a wall sit, but with no wall.
Okay.
It's
hard.
Hard. Yeah. If you they quiz you about other brothers, you got to learn about them. They quiz you about the history of the fraternity. You got to learn about that. All right. So I knew all the answers to all the stuff. So if you get a question wrong, your partner has to do the punishment.
Yep.
As again, team building, you don't want to see the other guy. We're in the group here. If you're the weak link, you don't want to be that. So I learned all the
good life lessons here so far.
Yeah, so far tracks so far. So we're doing the history of the fraternity, and I couldn't get anything wrong. So they have a like joke questions. Again, Lucas is asleep. They have joke questions to be like, it's fun. It's funny. They go, Crist. And I go, sir, yes, sir. You have to answer them, sir, yes, sir.
Of course.
And I'm right over left, right? I'm standing, sir, yes, sir. They go, this was a guy named Berghart. His name was Nick Berghart. And there's another brother named John Lancaster. And he was like on the other side of the field, right? Berghart was known as like the tough guy. And like if Berghart came over, like, oh, you don't want to miss. Yeah. Berghart's coming out on the road trip tonight. You better know all your history.
Yep.
So I'm answering all the questions. So they can't really punish you if you're nailing everything. So once you get a question wrong, like they go bows and toes, like get on your toes and your elbows, and like it's a plank position. Like, okay, got it.
Sure.
Everything checks out so far. So they go, Crist. And I was answering all the questions, so I had no punishments that night.
Yep.
They go, sir, yes, sir. And he goes, if you and my sister, no. Berghart was asking me the question.
Yep.
if you and Lancaster, who was on the other side of the field,
right?
If you and Lancaster's sister were in the woods together alone, and she got bit on the nipple by a poisonous snake, would you suck out the venom or let her die? Mm-hmm. And I was like,
fair question.
I was like, that's like as an adult, you know what they're doing. Like they're like tricking you to like do punishments because they want. And I go, I was scared. I was like a kid, right? I was 18 years old, and these guys were like what I thought were adults. They weren't. Right, they were like seniors. I was like, he's writing a thesis paper. He must be like, he has an internship at a real company. He must be like, I saw him wearing a suit and tie one time. He must be an adult. If you got bit on the nipple by a poisonous snake, would you suck out the venom or let her die? And I was like, they were like, we need an answer. And I go, sir, what's your answer? In order to save Lancaster's sister's life, I would suck out the venom. And he goes, what? And then, of course, he goes, Lancaster, get over here. Lancaster comes over and goes, what's going on? He's like, Chris said he would suck your sister. And I go, he goes, Crist, is that true? Like, and then you're like, if you say it's not true,
right, you're lying.
You're saying the other brother is a liar.
Right.
And I go, like he didn't say any of the context of like the question. And he goes, what? Get on your knees. And then there was like the ultimate like beating or like punishment you always have to do. And like, and then, but then like, I was like, this is absurd, but it was funny.
Yeah.
And all the like Pledge Brothers, like at the end of the day, that you don't have to go out there, but they came out because they thought it was fun, and they loved me. They were like, John's like a fun. We could do this to John, because he's like has a good temperament about it, or he wouldn't think this is unfair. Like he would be like,
right. I'm telling the dean,
yeah. And I'm here now joking about it because they were correct,
right?
Because it's fun. Right. So like sometimes I guess in the fraternities you do the wrong thing to the wrong person.
Yeah.
And that's how like...
Or the wrong person is in charge.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge problem too, because they don't have the ability to read it and be like, is this somebody who can handle this? Or is this even acceptable?
Like the smoking a cigarette Indian runs.
Yeah.
They were like, some brother goes, you know what we should do? Have them smoke. Like some degenerate guy that probably works at like a gas station now. But he was in charge when he's like, we should have them smoking cigarettes. And they go, the warden or whoever the in charge guy goes, that seems pretty funny. If they don't want to though, don't.
Yeah, that won't be a punishment one.
Yeah, so they go, hey, and then there's a lot of guys that like had to go out to like, they took like 4 guys out in the woods and they made them like finish like a handle of like Jack Daniels and like, or some like, I didn't drink.
Yep. So you need like, the right 4 guys for that one.
They go, yeah, the 4 degenerate guys, and they were like, they loved it.
Yep.
So it's just like,
oh, free handle? Thanks.
They were like sick, dude. They all sat around and like smoked cigarettes and like about a bonfire, and like they were like, this is the best day ever. And they all passed out there, and they didn't
come back for 4 days.
No, they're probably still out there. Yeah. They woke up in the morning. It's but then you go, oh, there was just an error in judgment, or your youth group when you were a kid. A lot of people that are like anti-church, like, well, when I was in they made me do Chubby Bunny or something. And you go, all right, they wouldn't defend that either. Mm-hmm. Anything that happened in the fraternity now, you're like, John, what about? I go, yeah, I'm not proud of that.
Yeah,
but that's how life.
That's hindsight.
Yeah, and then the ones that like did too much, they got like kicked off campus, or some got a fraternity's always getting suspended for like or like same with the NBA. The guy gets suspended for like 5 games for like saying something. Then he's back and he's like, I don't want to do that anymore, so I'm going to try to follow the rules. And then yeah, but banish him forever, never let him have the light. That you're like, oh, that's not.
No one's learning anything there.
No one's learning, but you know where we did learn? The nipple situation. We learned. I learned what I would do. I'm not going to let the guy die. I'm not going to let the guy's sister die.
No, of course not.
Listen, Lancaster's sister, if you're out there, if you're listening to this podcast, I would save you. Mm-hmm. That's what you need to know. That's a net positive. Lucas, good night, brother. If you're still up, I'm going to tell your parents.
It was a little weird, but on the it was a positive. It was a positive. You cannot be serious On the net, it's a positive.